Recently, I had the unexpected pleasure of checking out the new business class on KLM's Boeing 777-300. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how it was. This flight was between Amsterdam and Vancouver, BC. I booked it using 65,000 Flying Blue miles plus $261 in cash, which I think is a pretty decent deal for a business class one-way ticket. The flight was scheduled to be flown on a Boeing 777-300ER aircraft. Flying Blue is one of my favorite mileage programs to use to book international business class, especially for trips to Europe. I find that the availability is pretty decent as long as you're willing to be flexible with your dates and perhaps your city pairs. And Flying Blue pairs with Air France and KLM. And so Paris and Amsterdam are the major hubs to be used for this. Be on the lookout for my videos about how to best use Flying Blue to book your international war tickets. I had actually recently read that KLM was reconfiguring their fleet of Boeing 777-300ER aircrafts with a new business class hard product. And I was really excited to try out. However, I wasn't sure when I would get the opportunity to do that. When I originally booked my business class trip from Amsterdam to Vancouver, BC, it was on the old configuration because when I logged in to select my seats, I saw that it was set up in the 2-2-2 configuration, meaning there's 2 seats on the side, 2 seats in the middle, so that if you chose a window seat, you wouldn't have direct aisle access even though you'd be in business class. So I wasn't that excited to be sitting in that configuration, and that's what I thought that I would be flying in when I originally booked the ticket. However, when I checked in for the flight and was at the gate ready to board, my travel companion's ticket, when he scanned it, alerted him that he actually got a new seat assignment. And when I saw that, I was actually a little bit giddy and excited about the fact that maybe that meant there was a equipment swap, meaning that a different aircraft was going to be used rather than the one that we thought we were going to fly on. And that's because we were originally supposed to be sitting together with a window seat and an aisle seat on one side of the plane. And so when there was the alert for a seat reassignment and change, where he actually got placed in the same seat but behind me, so a window seat on the side, that I thought that perhaps that meant something good in terms of hopefully a positive version of a equipment swap. And sure enough, when we boarded, we were welcomed with this new version of the Boeing 777-300ER. The new business class on this aircraft features a 1-2-1 seating configuration where every single seat in business class gets to have direct aisle access, which is super helpful and important for such long-haul international flights. This aircraft consists of reverse herringbone seats. Waiting for me at my seat were a water bottle, amenity kit, noise-canceling headphones, a pillow, and a blanket. These seats are 180 degrees lie flat when transformed into bed mode. And in bed mode, it is 198 centimeters long or 78 inches or 6 feet and 6 inches for those who prefer feet and inches. And so that does mean that for most people, when in the bed mode, you are able to get a decent rest with the size of this bed. And the footwell space is actually fairly large as well, as you can kind of see in the photo there. These new seats do come with some cool technology features as well. For example, there is an adjustable low back cushion, and there's even a massage button. I did try out the massage button, and it is a very subtle massage, so that you probably can't even feel it unless you really focus on it. Unless, of course, the button and the feature was already semi-broken on my seat, but as far as I could tell, it was a very subtle massage experience. There are some very handy and convenient charging options for your electronic devices that come with your seat too, so they can plug in your power using just the cord and the plug itself, or a USB or USB-C port. One of the best parts about these new seats is that they come with privacy doors that you can pull shut so that you can have a more private and secluded and exclusive experience within your own little cocoon on the aircraft. The new business class seats on the Boeing 777-300 are very similar to the business class that's on the KLM Dreamliner, the 787-9. There are some differences though. For example, the Dreamliner's business class seats do not have the retractable privacy door. That's a pretty cool new feature of the newly reconfigured 777-300. And also the 787 does not have a lockable compartment that comes with a mirror where you can stow the noise canceling headphones, whereas the 777 does. The food on this flight was quite delicious as well. The first meal service that was made after takeoff consisted of a 3-course meal. And my first course was a Thai curry soup, and that was actually probably my favorite dish during the entire flight. Then I had a whitefish entree and a trio of desserts. And then shortly before landing, I had an empanada that came with a dessert that was a lemon meringue tartlet, which was also quite good. And one of the unique things about KLM as an airline, and one of my favorite souvenirs when it comes to flying, are these Dutch houses that are offered to business class passengers on board KLM flights. I always look forward to when the flight attendants come around with their tray of Dutch houses for passengers to select from. So here's my collection now of the Dutch houses from KLM. I look forward to growing my collection as the airline continues to come out with new designs every year. And also, I learned that there's an app where you can track these houses and actually learn about the history behind the designs and the selection of these houses to be part of the collection. Before I leave you, I want to share some beautiful photos that were taken from this flight. As you know, when you fly, sometimes you get to have some amazing views depending on what kind of landscape you're flying over. We were lucky enough to have a clear day as we flew over the Northwest Fjord in Greenland. And so these are some images from when we flew over Greenland, and I thought these were quite awe-inspiring, and I couldn't stop staring at them as we flew past them. Thank you for watching and have a great day.